What is up, Nerds Nation? Welcome to the Effin' Nerds podcast. Thank you guys for joining us. My name is Nick Denizio, and sitting across from me is my dude, Martin Moreno.
What's up?
How we doing?
Good.
Today we are reviewing Sputnik, a new sci-fi horror film from Mother Russia, where a lone survivor of a spaceship incident hasn't returned back home alone. Hiding inside his body is a dangerous creature. But before we get started, if you guys are watching on YouTube, make sure you give us a thumbs up and click that subscribe button. And if you're listening on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or anywhere else, please check back each week as we try to upload new content for you guys to listen to. All right, Martin, Sputnik. New Russian film, which for me is my first Russian film I've actually sat down and watched.
This is my third.
Yeah. Not too many. I haven't, not too many movies I've seen coming out of Russia, but.
Well, I mean, have you heard of at least Guardians?
Yes, I have.
Yeah, which was trash.
Right.
That was one of the ones and I also another war
that
movie.
was like a Avengers ripoff, wasn't it?
Yeah. And it was just like a mess. It was just literally like a bunch of like weird scenes just thrown together in a pot.
But I think just in general, like Russian cinema, like I feel like I could be totally wrong. I could be completely ignorant about this, but I feel like they don't make as much of a splash as like other countries do.
Probably. I mean, I watch a lot of foreign films, and like I haven't really. Coming out of Mother Russia, I haven't really seen much. The only other one that I saw was oh my god, it was like something 30.
It was like a war movie, right?
It was a war movie. Yeah. I can't remember the name. I think it was 30. It had like the 30. It was had a number in the title, and I just remember it being very long. It wasn't bad. It was okay. It was pretty good action. I just remember it being very long, and the chicken there was pretty hot.
Yeah,
I remember that. Like,
okay,
the
nice.
lead, but. Yeah, that's kind of like whatever.
But regardless of that, if you're gonna take your chance and watch your first Rush movie, this is probably a really good start.
You know what's funny though is because some of the Nerds Nation on the gram, they were asking for movie recommendations, like on their story, like, hey, anyone have movie recommendations? So I responded to one of them, and they were both like, hey, that's not up our alley.
What like Sputnik?
Yeah, like a horror.
Yeah. Horror. Yeah.
So, I know that. Our buddy Josh, I don't know if he would like this because it's kind of like a horror, gore, violent movie.
Yeah, but it's definitely more in the line of like Alien. I feel like if you like Alien, you're gonna like this movie.
Agreed.
Yeah. So before we get too caught up in it, let's start with our positives.
Yes.
Go. What'd you think?
Positives for to kick off. I'll say that. Just one more thing, like I'll say that I was really looking forward to this movie because you showed me the trailer about like a month and a half ago, ish, and up to that point I had no idea. I hadn't heard of this movie.
When that trailer dropped, I was like, "What is this?"
So I saw it. It was right up my alley. It had some like sci-fi, horror, alien element, like we said, and we saw this movie. And to me, the first thing that I'll talk about in regards to the positives is the monster design or the alien design. You know me, I'm a big creature feature slut, and to me. The alien was literally a blend of just so many things. To me, like it reminded me a little bit of Mutos, like the kind of the way the hands moved. It was kind of almost like a hook.
Yeah,
Mutos from Godzilla.
From Godzilla, yeah.
Yeah, reminded me a little bit of the redesign of the face snatcher from Prometheus, which kind of comes up into more of kind of like a triangular shape.
Yep.
Reminded me, like we were saying, of Cloverfield.
Cloverfield definitely has Cloverfield monster thrown
vibes,
in.
also because of the color.
Yeah.
I think also a little bit to that. Reminded me a little bit of Calvin from Life, the alien from Life. Also just because of the shape and its physiology. And kind of like a little out of left field. Is that the right metaphor? Out of left field reference. Dreamcatcher, the Stephen King movie from, I think it was like 2003 or 2004.
Yeah.
Was Thomas Jane, Jason Lee.
Not the best movie.
Not the best movie,
but
no.
What's his name? Damian Lewis in that when he gets taken over by the alien.
When he starts getting all glitchy.
He's fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
Beaver never hurt a soul, and you killed him.
Your friend had nothing in his head. I've already found something useful in yours.
Fuck you.
I know what that expression means. I've studied the foul language section of your memory warehouse. Rather distasteful, I must say.
Yeah, it's not great, Bob.
It's a fun like watch. Like if you want to watch a shitty movie and have a good time, Dreamcatcher's one to watch.
But and the effects at that time were very advanced for that time. But the way the alien kind of opens up, it kind of like opens up from like down the middle to like attack.
Yeah.
So like that also kind of gave me some like Dreamcatcher vibe. So like a little bit of everything, just kind of I just love the monster.
I was saying it ends up working. Like for all these things that are kind of mashed together, it's really cool to see. And I also like its color. That's basically like white.
Right, which we go back to Jurassic World. He's like, why is it white?
Yeah.
You think of, yeah, because we don't get enough white monsters, but I do think that Covenant, the aliens and the aliens.
Oh, the neomorphs.
The neomorphs,
yes.
They were all white. And actually, now that I mentioned that actually does kind of remind me a little bit, not the full grown one, but the baby one.
Yes.
In the first hatches, it has a little similar, like the way it moves and shit. So I loved the creature design. I thought it was great. I thought it looked great. Something else that I loved was what we'll eventually talk about is the score.
Yes.
We'll get a little bit more into that together because we're both
which I have like searched for and I cannot find it.
You can't find it?
I can't find it. Like it might be on YouTube, but I did like a quick search like on Spotify, and nothing's coming up. No? Which like I hope I can get it at some point. Yeah, maybe YouTube. Yeah.
So we'll talk about that together because I feel like there's some things that we probably want to shed a light on. And then I thought the writing was good.
Yeah.
I thought the script. It's interesting because we've seen this sort of I guess concept before, like we were saying with Alien. You have Venom over with Venom, even like Dreamcatcher, just like the notion of like an alien almost like taking over a body, so to speak. We've seen it a bunch of times. The Thing, Body Snatcher, like you name it. But in this, they added a lot of cool sort of new elements that made it a little bit more, that made it kind of like feel fresh, made it feel new and interesting, and like I really enjoyed the screenplay for the most part. Yeah,
I would say it's definitely the perfect blend of like taking all those elements together and without feeling like a rehash. For whatever reason, it feels fresh because for whatever reason, like the way the alien, I guess like the way it attaches itself to the astronaut and like how it responds to him and how they have like this like connection almost like Venom. And like I think I also said to you, like this is like what it would be like if in the first Alien movie, if Ash was able to get the alien back to Earth and into Weyland-Yutani's hands.
Yeah.
Like it feels like that, you know, like the aliens on Earth, you know.
Although it would have ripped out of him.
It would have ripped out of him.
If it was like a more dormant alien.
Right.
Yeah.
But but it's like if the company did get their hands on it and the fact that they do want to somehow control it and use it as like a weapon. But it reminded me like, so just like that. So I liked all that. The cinematography I think is really well done.
Yeah. Some really good shots in there.
It's really good shots. I love its lighting. Like there's certain moments where
especially like the opening space shot is really good. And then the opening the really creepy like when they're both looking at the window.
Yes.
And you're like, what are they looking at? And then we pan over to the window and
you
we
can
see
just
just a little bit of
and
then kind of go up and then you see the door start to move and you're like, they're fucked.
They're fucked. Yeah. But what's her name? Tatiana is the character's name. I'm not gonna try to pronounce any of the actors' names because I'm gonna butcher the shit out of them. I was trying to do it before and I couldn't do it. But
we do that here.
But the main character, her name is Tatiana, and there's moments where she's either like studying footage or she's doing research, and like I almost call it like the Roger Deakins look because it's like this like really like pale, not pale, but it's like a vivid kind of yellow. It's almost like a gold kind of color, but that's like some of like the lighting that they use like within or Fincher. Yeah, exactly. Yellow. That's true. Yeah. So they use that. So cinematography is very well done, and the acting's good. I think the acting's really good. The acting's really good between I would call them the three main leads. So you have Tatiana, who's kind of like this main researcher who comes in to try to study
She's like a neurologist.
Yes.
Like studies like psychoneurotherapy, so to speak, and she's pretty much being put on blast right now because some of her methods aren't really ethical, so to speak.
Right, and then you have like this colonel that recruits her
I love that guy.
I love that guy too, man. He was good.
And some of his lines, just because we're talking about Mother Russia, just like how did he die? He looks at her, a hero. That's all you need to know. It's like you don't need to know about anything else, right? You don't need to know that he had cancer. That he nearly failed his mission. He died a fucking hero. That's all you need to know. So good.
And then the main astronaut that comes back who has this alien that's like attached to him. I thought he was really good too. Like I really like the three main leads. I thought they did a fantastic job. And those are my positives on top of yours because I do agree. Like I did enjoy the screenplay. I did like the story, and
Actually, just to add a little bit more to that. I mean, just get ready. We're gonna suck this movie's dick. Just be ready because we really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
But just to add more to the whole screenplay notions, like you were saying, how we were saying how they added these sort of elements to keep it new and fresh. Just like the I guess Scientology, so to speak, behind some of the writing of how the alien essentially like releases these toxins to like relax its muscle so that it can get out.
Right.
Or that it needs this certain keoxys. I don't know. It's like some weird toxin that's released when you're scared.
It's like a fear toxin.
Yeah, so it's like some like Nightmare on Elm Street shit.
It feeds off your fear.
Exactly. So it's like those little subtle touches that we haven't really seen in these kinds of movies. So those kind of touches were also really cool to see.
I would say that's actually a really fantastic point, and that goes back to what I was saying before about how you you might have seen this movie before, this certain type of premise, the things with aliens and things like that. But those little things, those little details, is what sets it apart from other alien
and it
type
gives
movies.
other scenes bigger moments, like when him and the sergeant square off, which is such an awesome scene.
Yeah.
You could like the sergeant, like, because going back to like how he stares at you before, how it stares at you before it kills you, because it wants you to be scared. You can tell the sergeant was not scared.
No,
he was like, motherfucker, I'm gonna fucking kill you. So I could just imagine the aliens look at him like, what the fuck? Okay, I'm not gonna fuck with this guy. But it was so good.
All right. So now that we've kind of gone over like our positives, actually, before we go into our negatives, do you want to talk score?
Yeah, let's do it.
So the score, like right off the bat, like as soon as the movie's starting, which I don't know if you noticed this, the movie has like a million like production company titles before it actually got going.
Yeah.
Like so many.
I was like, what?
But it gave time for the score to really like kind of marinate and get going, and like it's really good. And then there's also moments where like it's a moment like of like someone like driving a car, but the score is just big and bombastic.
It's loud, but just enough.
Yeah, it's not too much.
Yeah, I think like when we're getting hit with it really hard is when they first show up to the base, like when he recruits her and they like get off the chopper, they get in the car and they're like going to the base.
Yep.
And it's just like you're just getting hit in the head with it, but it's so good.
Yeah,
and it has a very like authoritative. I don't know if that's we make up words here.
Authoritative is a word.
It's a word.
It's a word. Yeah.
It has like a very like authoritative feel to it, almost like a knock on like the Imperial March, like
yes.
dun 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 dun, like
right.
But it has like a very authoritative and like military almost feel to it.
Yeah.
That, like when you hear that, it's like shit. Sergeant's coming. You gotta get out of bed, like stand up straight, like get your shit together. So I don't know if it's because it's like Russia, because they're just like very because they're very extra. But like that score was just like it was very like I said, authoritative, almost Imperial March, almost like very militaristic. If that's
militaristic.
English is not my first language, but like it's like intense.
Yeah,
and you can say it's loud. But it's not like over the top. It's like it's like the right amount of loud, but also like the right amount of tense, and like it's a really good score. Yeah, and it's like just like edgy. It's like that. Yeah, it's almost like that extra like little bit to it.
I would definitely agree, and not that it's anything like it, but I got the same kind of I guess vibe and feeling as I did with Arrival.
Yes, like that's where I was gonna go. When I was saying, I was actually gonna make the sound, but I actually held back. I said edgy, but it's that like almost like that like screeching horn.
Yes,
that you also get a little bit in Blade Runner. Also,
it's just grabs you. It's very attention grabbing.
Yes.
You know what I mean? It brings you in even on like moments where it's like it might not be super interesting to look at. Like that score just grabs you hold, and it sets the tone. It sets a vibe, and it gives you just like this specific feeling.
So I'm saying it's like if you're in the Navy and you hear that, you gotta get up because the general's coming. So that's what I'm saying. Like you gotta get your shit together. So like it literally grabs you and just like you're in it. You're focused.
All right. So with that said, let's go into some of our negatives. What were some of your negatives, Martin?
Some of my negatives. Okay, I didn't have that many, but I did think that towards the end of the movie, there were certain. I thought like the first hour and a half. I would say probably like the first 2 acts, and then maybe like the second part of the third act. Oh, excuse me. I would say the first 2 acts and then like the first half of the third act were like really good.
Yeah.
Flowed really well, played out very well. I did have some issues with the second half of the third act. I just felt like there were certain moments that maybe required a bigger impact. And I just felt like there were certain moments that were maybe either like we got to it really quickly, or the way it just kind of played out just felt a little flat. And also kind of almost slightly head scratching. Although I will say that one of those moments, like when she tells him like there's an alien inside you, and like he literally doesn't even react. Yeah. Because we find out that he knows.
That he's known all along.
So like when that happened, I was like, what the fuck?
Like why is he not reacting?
Yeah, like I feel like we should have more from this, and we don't get it. But then we find out that he knew this whole time. So I'm like, all right, that's fine. But just other certain moments like when the general goes from 0 to 100, when he confronts the other doctor, and then the end, like when
they're on like the road,
and like the people pop up and she comes out, like just there were certain moments towards the end that just kind of fell a little flat, but it didn't really. That was kind of like only my real negatives.
I mean, in terms of nitpicking, I would actually agree with you, because I think like that the resolution to everything I thought could have been better. Like when they are on that road and the colonel catches up with them and kind of confronts them, because at that point she's like, oh, let's try to separate you from this. We'll get you away from it, and that hopefully that'll break the connection. Obviously it didn't. Like he's now
dying.
He's dying because he needs, like, him and the alien are one. It's exactly like Venom. It's just like Venom. So he needs it. So when they find that out, it's like, oh, well, shit, like we're kind of fucked now. But then the colonel catches up with them, brings the alien, and just like, and then how it resolves. Although the colonel getting his head bit off is fucking awesome.
It was like either bit off or a
Like
pumpkin head smacked off.
Just smacked off.
Do you remember that in Pumpkinhead?
No.
The old horror movie when he literally just like smacks people's heads off.
Isn't it the one with Lance Hendrickson?
Yes.
Yes.
So good.
Awesome. But yeah, so I would say that that's probably my biggest thing. I mean, the movie is a bit of a slow burn, but I was so like locked in. So like for some people, if like, slower type of movies like aren't your thing, you might have a problem with this. But for me, like everything that they had set up and, me just wanting to know more about this alien, like that just kept my interest the entire way. But I would say like my only really issue is that little last 5 minutes. Yeah. And also the fact that like,
oh, the kid.
With the kid.
We have to talk about the kid.
We'll talk about the kid. But, obviously and you can see this coming from a mile away. He kills himself. The astronaut kills himself at the end. So you can kind of see it. I kind of wish he didn't. Like,
but the alien's not dead.
I know, but that's
we're going to get a sequel, Sputnik 2.
But that's what I mean.
However you say in Russian. Sputnik Russia, like whatever it is. We're going to get another one, and it's going to be awesome.
But like, I like that idea. I like that idea that he can't be separated from this, and he's almost like Venom. You know what I mean? So I was like, all right, this is cool. They can maybe set something up with this, and it's just like, nah, we're just going to kill him, and that's it. So that was a little like, like I thought you could have done more with that, but
yeah. And this again, I just like, because the movie, I think it's like an hour 52 ish. So maybe in actual movie time, it's like an hour 45, hour 46.
Yeah.
So maybe we had like an extra, maybe like 10 minutes just to kind of properly or better flush out those last like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
I think could have probably benefited from it.
I would agree. So before we score it, throughout the movie, there's a bit of like I almost don't want to give it away. I know we're talking spoilers, but fuck it, we'll talk spoilers. I don't care. What a twist! But so you find out that the astronaut that has this alien in him, he's got a kid.
Which we find out very. By the way, we have an ice cream truck in the background. A little ambiance. To the review. Yeah.
Lieutenant Dan, ice cream.
But we find out very early on, like in the opening minutes, that he's got some like unfinished business in like Rondon or wherever the fucking town it was. Yeah. And then we later find out that he has a kid.
Yes, he has a kid, and you keep getting like these little snippets throughout the movie of this kid, and this kid's like going for like this package. He's in a wheelchair, and you don't know much. Like, and like I think you even commented like thinking about like how this kid's gonna play into the plot. How he might figure in, and by the end of it, you find out that it's actually, we've been watching a flashback the entire time, and the kid is not his son, it's actually a girl, and it's
the main actress.
It's our protagonist that we've been following the whole movie.
We assume the reason they kept harnessing back to that was to kind of add some sort of I guess empathy, or to make her think like why it's so like relatable to her. Like,
right.
I understand where you're coming from. I understand why you want to go get your kid. I'm going to help you go get your kid because that was me.
That was me. I was abandoned.
I was abandoned.
I was in an orphanage.
But yeah, it's like the alien kind of how harnesses back to the movie is kind of like in World War Z when the zombies know you're sick so they don't attack you.
Yes.
The alien knew that the other astronaut, or I love how they say cosmonaut.
Cosmonaut.
It's so cool. Mother Russia. He knew that the other cosmonaut had cancer.
Yes.
So he's like, all right, fuck you. I'm going to go and kind of latch onto this person.
It's almost like Predator too, right? Like Predator has the same kind of thing.
I mean, if you're talking about Lance Hendrickson and Alien Predator when he does the scan.
No, but also, what's her name from Predator 2, where she's pregnant? He doesn't, and the Predator doesn't kill her.
Oh yeah, true.
Because she's got a baby in her.
True. We both just literally referenced two of the worst Predator movies.
You're just like me. Trash.
But that's what we do here.
Yeah.
But yeah. Because he said that he would have died, but the alien healed him.
Yes.
So I kept him alive, so to speak. So my notion at first, because I was like, what the fuck is up with this kid? I'm like, all right, I get that's his kid. But it was all bow-legged, and they couldn't walk. So I'm like, all right, he's going to get the alien to him, and then he's going to heal him. He's going to run and run, Forrest Run, or some bullshit. But
not to be the case, though. That wasn't the case.
Not to be the case, no. But then the more they showed him, the more they showed the kid, like towards like the moment they kept showing it as the movie kept playing out, I'm like, what's going on? Like I felt like they were going to pull some shit on this.
Yeah.
And long and behold, they did, because very early on we get a shot of the actress's back and she has this massive scar going down her spine.
Right.
And we're like, what the fuck
Like,
is that?
what's this? Yeah.
Yeah, and now we find out that we assume that since the kid that we were flashbacking to this whole time, or that we were cutting to the whole time, was actually her in the form of a flashback who couldn't walk, we assume she kind of got some like surgery, some spinal readjustment surgery or something that allowed her to walk well. Which then also kind of adds a little bit to why she chose that career of like neurotherapy and stuff like that.
Right.
So yeah, it was I guess this goes a little bit into the negatives. It was a bold attempt.
Yes.
But I don't think it was executed so great.
It wasn't, but I do think that it wasn't bad. Like something.
I can see what they were going
something
for.
like that could have not worked at all. And I thought that it was a very nice character moment for I think Tatiana. I think
Right, because
it was nice to see that. I was like,
because
okay, that makes sense.
she was really on this astronaut's side, you know, and it's like, you know, like she's really trying to break him out. She's really trying to help him. And it's like, okay, we get it. It's a relatable issue. She understands where it's coming from. And just that moment with the toy, when she puts the toy down and the alien wraps around it.
Yeah.
Like, oh, the movie's so good. You guys need to watch this movie.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
But yeah, then that final shot of them just kind of like, okay, like, look, I promised your dad I was going to bring him here, you know, get you. Obviously it didn't work, so I'm here because I know what it's like to be in this fucking orphanage.
Right.
So I'm going to get you the fuck out of here.
Exactly.
Let's go.
All right, Martin. So now that we've gone through our positives and negatives, how do you score Sputnik?
I'm going to score Sputnik. I already got my score down, 8.3.
8.3?
8.3.
Okay. I'm going 8.9. It's my favorite movie of the year so far.
It is?
Yep.
Nice. I would probably agree with you, and I would probably say right behind this is probably Vast Night.
Okay.
So yeah, like I love this sort of sci-fi horror element. The only reason I gave it 8.3, because like I said, the last, like, I think 20 minutes could have probably been fleshed out a little bit more. And I think as much as the twist, as much as I get it, I just don't think it was really hammered home all the way. I think they could have really fucked you with that. But but I kind of just felt it like something was up, and then I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
It was nice.
Yeah.
And I want to watch it back because I know we saw those fucking shoes. I know it.
I like those shoes.
I know because when they opened it and we saw the blue shoes, I'm like, didn't we see these before? Yes, I remember.
Where?
When she goes on a jog.
She's wearing them.
Yeah, she puts on the blue Vans.
Oh, there you go.
That's what it is. Boom, boom, boom.
Got it.
Okay.
But yeah, I definitely love this movie and did not expect it to be my favorite movie of the year so far. Also, that being said, we haven't seen that many movies this year so far. So it's definitely, right now, it's at my top. I think right behind it's The Way Back, then Onward, and then Vast Night. That's kind of how my list is panning out.
Quick rapid fire, I'd probably say this, Vast Night.
Oh, and Palm Springs.
Palm Springs would probably be number 5.
Yeah.
Onward would probably be number 4. Number 3 would probably be The Way Back as well. Yeah. Yeah, so I'll probably go I would probably go this, Vast Night, Way Back, Onward, and yeah, Palm Springs.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Also, I got a bone to pick. We've been getting a lot of shit thrown out our way because we have the same opinion on a lot of different things, which is true. It's very true, but that's why we have a podcast, because we think alike. And we also don't agree on everything, but it's just the fact that, like, I feel like and also too, you got to remember, like, it's a small sample size this year. We have not seen nearly as many movies as we thought we were going to. You know, when we started this podcast, we're like, oh man, we got all this cool stuff coming out. We're going to review all these movies.
We were just thinking about it too, man. It could have been such a big year.
It would have been such a massive
such a good year for movies and like reviewing and stuff like that. But unfortunately, life, you know.
I know.
But yeah, even like our earlier reviews, like you were more on Invisible Man and Birds of Prey than I was.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's very true.
Yeah.
Well, I remember the first review we did was Birds of Prey, and we tried to sandwich it into like a full episode.
Yeah.
And it just didn't work out that well. But yeah, I probably have come down a little bit on Birds of Prey.
I come down a lot.
Yeah. Like I haven't watched it again. Although like
I caught it again on HBO.
I will
recently.
Say. Oh, you did? Did you watch it on HBO Max?
I was at my brother's
Okay.
when I was there. It was on, and I was just watching it again. I'm just like, this movie's not good.
Yeah. I mean, like I still don't hate it. Like I don't think it's bad, but yeah, like that third act just doesn't work as well for me as it used to. You know, I think the third act is where it really falls apart.
Yeah, still to me the worst part is at the end when they come out of the restaurant and he's like packing up his shit. I was just like what is this? What is this? Where the fuck is everyone? What are the people that just trying to kill you and now you're just here and it's Gotham? Where are all the homeless people? Why is it so clean?
But I have watched Invisible Man again, and I still stand by.
I want to see Invisible Man
enjoying
again
that movie
too, because again, that's more into like the sci-fi horror element, and I always just keep thinking of that. I see the GIF all the time of the glitching thing, and it's so cool, and I want to see more of that. So yeah, there are definitely some movies I want to revisit this year.
Also, The Gentleman. I keep forgetting. The Gentleman is definitely in my top 10 for the year.
Yeah, I would say
I really love The Gentleman. I got to
Gentleman.
rewatch The Gentleman. I did love The Gentleman.
Yeah, and also because like in terms of rewatching movies, because Vast of Night, like I watched it and I enjoyed it, and then I watched it again and I watched it again, and every time I watched it, just got better and better.
That's how you know.
Yeah, and then it's always good to like go back and check out. Like I'm dying to go back and check out Sputnik, because I'm sure I'm probably going to enjoy it a little bit more, and I'm just looking for I want to go back and just watch some certain scenes, because even like the smallest things, we like with the sergeant when him and the alien square up, I'm like,
yes,
so
let's
good.
go.
How'd he die? A hero. I was like, yes,
My cosmonaut.
cosmonaut. Oh, one last thing. I don't know if you noticed this, but whenever people are addressing each other in the movie, they address each other with their full names. Did you notice that?
Yes,
I don't know
that's
if that's
right.
I don't know if that's like a Russian thing or
it could be like a military
culture,
kind of thing,
or
maybe.
a military thing. I don't know,
Yeah.
but every single time someone addressed someone, it was like the full name. I
full
thought that
name.
was like interesting. I'm like, Jesus.
Yeah.
Mother Russia.
That's a little intense.
Yeah. I don't know if I can handle this. But it's awesome.
All right, that does it for us, Nerds Nation. Have you guys seen Sputnik? Have you even heard of Sputnik? If you haven't, go check it out, because
check it out for sure.
Absolutely awesome. But as always, thank you guys for watching. Thank you for listening. Remember to like this video and subscribe to our YouTube page. And remember, you can follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and anywhere else where you can see that big, beautiful FN logo. Anything else, Martin?
Nope. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. We appreciate all of the recent support we've been getting, and we're excited to bring you guys more content.
Definitely. And we'll catch you guys on the next one.
Bye.